we are here at this time, and we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this particular interaction today. I'm Adronis from Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to the interviewers of this particular interaction today, to which we look forward to providing insight, our perspective, our point of view in relations to any questions that you have for us at this time. So, fellow interviewer, please feel free to begin.
Hello.
Hello to you.
What would be your perspective on the paranormal?
The idea in regards to what you would understand as the paranormal simply represents that which contains the unknown. It is through the unknown to which many cannot label in the form that is familiar in regards to the physical. It is through everything that you see, taste, touch, smell, and hear that represents the normal. But much of the paranormal, that which cannot be explained, that which has not been documented, that which not has been mutually accepted by the collective consciousness of your planet, in that sense can be deemed as paranormal or supernatural. The whole idea here is that the paranormal can just be as normal as your reality because it shares the space with it. In order for anything literally to be part of your plane, there needs to be a normalcy here. There needs to be the understanding that there is more in regards to the five senses. Understand that what you are truly made out of is that of energy. It was your own Nikola Tesla, a brilliant inventor upon your planet, that once stated the following: if you truly wish to understand the mysteries of the universe, you need to look into the understandings of frequency, energy, and vibration. This is the normalcy, shall we say, in relation to the universe. That the paranormal truly is the normal. That there is nothing truly, shall we say, beyond your understanding. It is only based upon the particular subjective vibrational perspective, shall we say, in relation to another that is deemed what can be appropriate or what is inappropriate, or in that sense, what is normal and what is paranormal. Thank you.
What are your feelings on the nature of ghosts that have been sighted frequently?
Yes, the whole idea in regards to what you would understand as ghosts represent that of beings that have, shall we say, passed away from their physical bodies, yet are unable to reach, shall we say, a state of peace within themselves, an acceptance, an allowance of themselves. And through doing so, they have, in that sense, entrapped themselves upon your physical earth plane, simply because there is a lesson that still needs to be learned. They have unresolved matters, or what you humans may call unfinished business, upon your plane, to, in that sense, create a reality representing that distortion. The distortion itself represents the unresolved matter, the unfinished business. Perhaps in that sense of an example, one who has, shall we say, lost a loved one, dearest to their heart, and does not feel that they can live any further until they, in that sense, discovered what happened to them. And so in that sense, they can wander the earth plane, wondering about what happened to their lover. So in that sense, they are decreasing their vibration, decreasing their frequency, preventing the ability for them to transcend into that which represents the spirit realm, that which represents soul. So the whole idea is that yes, ghosts do exist. Apparitions of such phenomena do exist. This is what we are talking about in what you would consider to be the extrasensory perception understandings in regards to what you humans, all of you, naturally contain within. The whole idea in regards to them getting your attention, that you may watch, shall we say, other experts within their fields, and they, in that sense, have instruments to detect measurements relating to electromagnetic frequency and other particular, shall we say, thermal cameras, night vision cameras, etc. However, even though they're able to pick up such phenomena, that is not what the ghost is attempting to communicate with you. The ghost is truly not saying, oh, go ahead and get me on camera. It requires assistance. And it is through this assistance where the ghost, in that sense, or lower vibratory entity, or discarnate, in that sense, is attempting to get your attention to, in that sense, request help. Now, there are those particular entities, again, that do follow what you would consider to be a very negative trait, where they may feel destructive, or they may move objects, or they may be quite aggressive in that nature. Again, this is how they are imprisoning themselves based upon how they wish to conduct themselves. They are imprisoning themselves. No one else is doing it to them. So the whole understanding here is if you are willing to offer your assistance through the state of the heart, through your emotional perception, based upon the understanding of how you can be of assistance in regards to helping that particular entity cross over if they are willing for such an assistance. And many times they are, unless they are too caught up in regards to their unresolved matters or unfinished business. Alright? Thank you.
I have something to ask on that.
Yes!
If everything is a reflection of us and everything shows up in our experience for a reason, then if I was to see ghosts that need my assistance, what does that mean for me? What is my lesson?
That in that sense represents your ability to assist. Because in that sense, for you to literally attract that particular means relating to a situation of, shall we say, helping another retrieve themselves to move to the other side, shows your willingness to assist. Now again, it is based upon your interpretation of that assistance. It is of the idea in regards to which you wish to be of service to another as you feel the contentment based upon how you feel with yourself. So in that sense, that particular entity can even reflect that very idea of, shall we say, the form of loss that you may correspond in variation to allow an assistance to a bridge together to co-create a solution. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Alright. Thank you.
How about demons and avoiding negative energy?
Alright. The understanding to which you would refer to as demons simply relates to that of, again, lower vibratory entities. Now, many of these particular quote-unquote demons can originate from many different realms. They can, shall we say, be extraterrestrial. They can be extra-dimensional, literally coming from other realities. They can even be born upon your earth plane. It is what you would consider to be what has been termed upon your planet as shadow beings or twilight beings. That these particular shadow beings literally comprise themselves of a physical humanoid appearance that appears as a living shadow. These could also be termed of what you would know as living black hole entities. That they simply exist to feed upon the energies of fear and all the branches that fear represents: hostility, anger, aggression, anxiety, all of these particular preferences that are the branches to fear. As long as they have you within that very dense vibration that cannot be calibrated, which is the opposite polarity of love, then you are literally feeding these entities. And of course, 99.9999% of the time, much of the energies that are being fed to these beings are, again, not deliberate. So the whole understanding here is that these particular demons, as they have been termed in regards to your Bible, shall we say, can simply have their, shall we say, energies refocused into other areas as long as you are not giving them the attention that they seek. Many of these entities, these demons themselves, require that fear vibration. What is the cure, shall we say? It's becoming the frequency of love. It is bringing yourself into the frequency of love itself that represents transcending that vibration. Love itself is not an emotion. It is a state of being. When you are in love, you are creative. You are accepting to all possibilities. This is the idea. When you are in fear, you have belief. You have doubts. You have concerns. You have very, very heavy skepticism where you are not willing to accept anything other than the conditioning that applies to you. The whole idea is if you can be expansive, mindful, loving, aware, and reflecting that upon your space, upon yourself, to bring yourself into the summit of love rather than the valley of fear, you are able to transcend such energies. That is the basis of the understanding in regards to, yes, demons exist, and yes, you are able to transcend them as long as you are able to vibrate to the frequency of unconditional love, to assist yourself further in your expansion and development.
Okay. So are some of these, you said some of these demons are humanoid, like actual physical beings?
Some can be.
So would that be the reptilians, negative polarized reptilians?
They can be, yes. in that idea. Now again, not all of them truly are reptilian. Now again, the whole idea into many particular different races that represent reptilian in that sense do not even represent discarnate. Many of the demons themselves function within a very lower vibratory essence of existence. And the only way that they are able to share a space is if they find one individual who in that sense is very, shall we say, brought forward into a victim consciousness state, where they are easily able to give into fear without the idea of resolution. This is in that sense the perfect feeding ground for them. Now again, such reptilians can do that, but again, it's not just them. There are a majority of different beings that exist that relate to that of demonic entities in that idea. Alright?
Yes.
Thank you. Your next question.
What do you feel people can learn from the supernatural?
The understanding in what can you learn from the supernatural is to not see it as being supernatural. It's the idea of seeing it as being very natural, because again, these exist upon your plane. You are experiencing this phenomena. It is through this very phenomena that is attempting to share with you that, hey, it's not about something that is completely out there. It's about what truly exists upon your earth. You humans have only a very small fraction to the idea of what truly exists. You have all of this to play with, yet the conditioning that you may feel is the only appropriate way to express yourself literally creates a blindfold to what also exists beyond what you would consider to be your five senses. So, if you can accept the fact that the supernatural truly is a naturalness, it is what is upon your planet, you will be able to accept much more of this, shall we say, understandings of a phenomenon nature, to literally feel that the phenomenon really is the norm. It's about being normal about that which is extra normal. That's the whole idea, and that is paradox, we understand. But again, the universe functions in the way of paradox. Look into the idea, not with a closed mind, but with an open one. We are not saying to believe every single thing you hear, but we are in that sense suggesting that you utilize acceptance in coordination with discernment. It is through that to which you will understand your own truth. That if you are simply focusing upon the reality of the projection, you are missing the entire equation altogether. If you are just looking at the blackboard of the equation without actually being able to compute it within your mind to what its essence truly represents, you're not getting the whole picture. So the whole understanding here is to be aware of the equation, be aware of the algorithm, and be aware of the paradox that supernatural truly is natural as long as you are open to all possibilities that you can accept through discernment in coordination with such allowance and acceptance together.